Taylor.
Hi, my name is Taylor.
Nice to meet you, Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
You know, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am 27.
Okay.
I'm from Cape May County, New Jersey.
Okay, you from Cape May County, New Jersey, where the beaches and stuff is at?
Yep, straight from the beach.
Okay.
I am out here visiting. I am sick and suffering, out here stuck. But I choose to be, honestly. Stuck in my shit, and that's okay.
Okay.
Really excited about getting my life together here shortly.
Absolutely, Taylor. And where you at right now for those that don't know?
I am in Kensington, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And it's beautiful, but it depends how you look at it, honestly. Like, I've enjoyed experiencing the shit that I have experienced, and really sad for the things that I've witnessed, but I mean...
Wow, 27, you're young, Taylor.
I can't even believe it. I just remember turning 21.
Yeah.
I didn't even go out to drink. I was clean then.
Okay.
Yeah, I had just had 7 years clean. I relapsed during COVID.
Oh, man, 7 years clean?
7 years.
Wow. So, you know, you being from Cape May, New Jersey. I've been there plenty of times.
Yep.
It's a culture shock. It's way different here.
Yeah, it's non-acceptable by any means to put any substance in your body there. I've been judged and hated on, and it's affected me, my family, my kids, my relationship with my kids, my child's father. My child's father is now in prison for domestic violence, and it all because of a small town and people just getting at you. So being now in Kensington and seeing the world like it's different than Cape May County has been like truly a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's honestly changed my life. It's made me want to move towards other things now.
Yeah.
And witness or experience other shit.
So Taylor, you said you had 7 years clean. So how old was you when you first started using drugs?
I was 14 when I started IV using.
14?
Going
IV
into high
using?
school. Yep.
Going into high school?
And I was smoking Percocet 30s before that. At probably like 12 and a half. That's what Cape May County was about at that time. It's honestly so small.
Yeah.
That once a group starts using, everybody's using, and I hung out with older kids. So my sister's 2 years older than me, so I hung out with her and her friends.
You spend any time in Wildwood, New Jersey? I know it's not too far from Cape May.
Yeah, I'm actually like from Wildwood Crest. My kids reside in Wildwood Crest.
Okay.
In Upper Township.
Okay.
I have 3 kids, 9, 4, and 4.
Oh, man.
My babies are 9 months and 1 day apart.
Okay.
Yeah. My daughter's November 2018 and my son's August 2019.
Wow.
I was pregnant for 2 years. Clean through it all, but they were 7 months, born at 7 months. They're happy, healthy, but I currently do not have them because I am here.
Yes.
Sick and suffering.
Yes.
Yeah. It's really hard trying to get home to my kids, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think everybody is truly suffering from that. I think the legal system has made it almost impossible for me to even want to step towards reunification, and I suffer for it every single day. I have extreme PTSD from being away from them.
Yeah. Extreme.
Not being able to be there.
How long has it been since you've seen your kids?
Probably about a year.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty long.
I just got out of jail. I did 6 months for domestic violence stuff that I truly did not do.
So from jail, you came straight to Kensington, or how
No, from jail, I came out to being evicted out of my apartment that I was in for 3 years, to my truck being towed, to losing just basically everything. So during this time, since July 6th, 2022, I got out. From March to July, I was in there, Cape May County Correctional Facility.
Yeah. Guys, those that don't know about Cape May, it's like a vacational area, beaches, and stuff like that, condos.
It's where the shoobies go.
Yeah, you know, boardwalks, rides.
Yep.
You know, to the jungle.
To marshes.
Now you're in the jungle now.
I'm in the trenches.
You in the trenches now.
Like I said, like I'm experiencing, like what is the L? You know what I mean? Like coming from Cape May, I'm like, what the? They're like, you never been on the L? And I'm like, no, I never been. What the fuck is the L? You can get on it for free.
Yeah.
Cape County buses, you got to beg and plead to be able to get a ride sometimes if you don't have money. Like, it's honestly easier to live here.
Yeah.
The rent is, I can have a 2-bedroom apartment for $700 here. Like, you know, and there's so much more opportunity. But Kensington is definitely the heroin capital of, I think, the United States.
Some people say the world, Taylor, but, you know.
Yeah, you honestly might be right. It really might be. And I am grateful to meet the people that I've met. I've saved a couple lives by living, staying here. I sleep outside of an abandoned warehouse on a dirty couch with my boyfriend currently.
Are you serious?
I'm homeless.
So you homeless, right?
So when I got out of jail July 6th, I got evicted, so I was homeless from there on out. I lived in Atlantic City, so I was homeless in Atlantic City until about a month ago.
Wow. So was you dealing with the drugs and stuff in Atlantic City?
Yeah, I got high like almost immediately.
Yeah, all-time media.
Probation set me up. They knew that obviously I couldn't pay my rent by being in jail.
Yeah.
So they released me knowing almost that I wasn't going to be able to fulfill anything that they fucking wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And I was honest with them, and that spited me, and I just didn't go report one day because I knew they were probably going to lock me up, and by all means necessary, I was not going back to jail for nothing and nobody.
So Taylor, you say you did 23 and 1.
23 and 1.
For those that don't know jail talk or anything, what's 23 and 1, Taylor? Explain it to them.
You are confined in your cell for 23 hours and allowed out for 1. You could shower, go to yard, make a phone call. I got in-house charges, so I wasn't allowed to make a phone call. I barely did yard. They let me shower for 30 minutes, and I honestly only did 30 minutes out of my 23 hours for 5 months.
Wow.
I actually would leave my cell and get excited to go back in.
Wow.
Before my shower was over. It became something very much I get PTSD just thinking about having to if something like that happened again, then I would have to do that again.
All right, so Taylor, we're going to take it back a little bit. All right,
Okay.
so, you know, so far in this interview, we learned a lot about you and stuff like that. Welcome home. You did some time.
Thank you.
Welcome home. How was your childhood, Taylor? Give us a description of your childhood. I know you started drugs young, but before that, how was the household?
Well, I'm the middle child.
Okay.
I have a sister who's 3 weeks younger than me because my dad cheated on my mom.
Okay.
And I had a distance relationship with her, but I have an older sister who's 2 years younger than me. She raised me, Brianna.
Shout out to Brianna.
Yeah, for real. My mom was a bartender. She hustled her ass off. She did amazing professionally, but she sucked as a parent. She was an alcoholic. She used to beat the shit out of me for no reason. I was like everybody took all their shit out on me because I was always so polite and sensitive and like loving, and no matter what, I'm an unconditional lover, period. And always been like that. My dad always lived out of New Jersey. I lived in New Hampshire, went to school there, elementary school. Went to school in New Hampshire for elementary school from 5th and 7th grade. I went to high school for freshman and sophomore year in South Carolina, Charleston. Came back to Middle Township in New Jersey, Cape May, for my junior, senior year. Dropped out my senior year because I had my son at 18, Chase. And dropped out 2 weeks before actually I could have graduated. Shout out to Compact.
Oh, you went to Compact?
I'm a Compact veteran.
Is that a like alternative school?
It's an alternative school.
Okay, see, I know a little something.
Yeah, it's where all the bad kids go. I went to
Okay.
DCF too with my son, which is the other alternative.
Oh,
People
man.
don't really know about that school because you can bring your kid with you.
So was you like a little wild growing up or something, or you know?
No, I
got in
did
trouble?
drugs. I was
Oh,
getting
drugs.
high.
Oh, you was getting high.
When I got pregnant, I stopped. Luckily, I was just smoking 30s before then, so it was easy to stop
Yeah.
when I got pregnant. But I shortly relapsed after. Just in bad relationships, honestly, is what really kept me sick and stuck.
All right, Taylor. So you had a lot of issues growing up.
And honestly, I was bad. I had ADHD really bad. I smoked pot when I was like 9. I
So
was
very
stealing
young.
my mom's weed and stealing her cigarettes. She would be like, "You can't go out tonight." I'd be like, "All right, see ya." There was no discipline unless she was trying to fight me. So But when I lived with my dad's my best friend. He raised me as a son, basically. Like, I was like his ride or die. He made me smart, street smart, everything from the time that I was a little girl to now. I'm grateful for him.
So, you know, usually with like drug addictions and stuff, crime and stuff goes hand in hand with it.
Chaos.
Did you indulge in any activities, any street activities?
When I was in 8th grade, I got arrested for terroristic threats, first-degree harassment, so I was on probation in 8th grade going into freshman year. My dad's also an addict, too, so when I started shooting dope at 14, instantly he, like, kind of let me fall and figure out shit, because he knew what it was, too.
Mm-hmm.
My mom never did any of that. She was just an alcoholic, so she did everything tough love-wise. And I don't believe in tough love. I don't think you should do that to any human being.
Right.
But, yeah, I indulged in crime. But not really. Like, I got a mouth. My mouth just is the worst. Yeah, so I was a little bit of, like, a wild child. But my mom had 3 beautiful... Oh, I have a sister also who's 6 years younger than me. So we raised her, me and my sister, together. Okay. And that was pretty stressful.
Do you carry that? Like, you know, you say you always had a bad mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you carry that out here, like having a bad mouth out here too?
I do, but it's like I go about it in like a more classier way. I was never really ghetto. Like, I speak like knowledgeable shit, and I won't speak on it if I don't really know or, you know. But yeah, I do. I'm louder than a lot of people out here, but I can back it up too. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like aggressively. I just like, I know when to shut it down and when to, you know, when to keep quiet.
So Taylor, you know, I know you've seen some wild stuff out here in Kensington. You know, they call Kensington Ground Zero. This don't motivate you to be like, yo, I need to leave this life alone.
I've lived in Dallas, Texas. I've lived in Florida. I've lived in South Carolina. I've lived in a lot of places, and I'll tell you what, Kensington is definitely a culture shock. Mm-hmm. But we're all addicts, and besides like the stealing from each other, everybody kind of leaves each other alone, because when somebody has a bad day and they start snapping at you, like, we get that it's just a crack, really, that's probably pissing you off, you know, and making you angry. Like, we know you probably haven't slept in 2 days. So no, besides like the weirdos, like I've almost been kidnapped and like I get aggressively hit on often. Like, besides them, outside of like the addicts, like it's really not that bad, honestly. Like Kensington is very scary for the person that is not in this lifestyle. But I mean, I don't recommend it to any fucking addict, but I'll tell you what, it's easier than living in New Jersey. They feed you out here. They clothe you. They try to help you if you want help. Should I not say that? I don't
know. Nah, I don't know, Taylor, because
I shouldn't.
You know, it's people that been. It's not that, Taylor. I want you to be honest, but it's people that have been out here for 20 years plus, and they call Kensington hell. Don't come if you. They beg. I just interviewed this lady. She begged people not to come here, and Taylor, on the other end, you're kind of saying that it's not that bad. You know,
saying it's, yeah, you're right. I mean,
you know,
I only been here for a month. I'm saying it's not that bad because Atlantic City doesn't do any fucking thing that this town has to offer. I mean, yeah, I don't recommend this, and I also plead and beg for nobody to ever think that Kensington is like their next, like, oh, you know, pack your shit, we're going to Kensington. No, not at all. It's not like that. I'm saying more so like I'm grateful for the that is here, and I'm grateful to be safe and able to talk right now. Okay. Period. Like, my boyfriend just got jumped by 6 under the age of 16-year-olds.
Really?
And like really like actually hurt the other night, and like that is, and luckily I wasn't with him. If I was with him, I don't want to know what the I would do. I say that to him all the time. If something happens, I don't know how I would defend myself, really. And luckily he was able to defend himself. He said that, like, literally if he didn't have, you know, some type of anything on him, he really would have gotten hurt.
Yeah. I see you're pretty fresh in Kensington, right?
I'm fresh. My sister was actually homeless out here for the last year and a half. She just got arrested for warrants. Parker, New Jersey, and I was actually terrified for her, like literally terrified. I've been out here looking for her, and she's now in jail, and she's terrified for me too. So I've only been here for a month. I'm not planning on keeping and staying stuck in this. Like my boyfriend was like, we should get a tent, and I'm like, no, we should go home. Or we should go to treatment, or we should go somewhere, get jobs, and get our own house again. And
Taylor, so your boyfriend said that y'all should get a tent.
yeah, we should get a tent. Honestly,
I think you should dump your boyfriend.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I don't care if you're going through addiction or anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's foul.
So 2 months ago, we went to South Carolina to his parents' house, right? And we detoxed cold turkey for 8 days off of xylazine, which is basically what we inject as heroin. On the 8th day, he looked at me and said, his parents wanted us to leave because we were withdrawing so bad. On the 8th day, he said, T, I think I'm going to get high when I get home. And I literally almost died because I was like, what the f*** you mean we just went cold turkey for 8 days? Like, that is something that's something both that we struggle with.
Yeah, Taylor.
So just on the 8th day, when we both were literally like just so uncomfortable, we got on a China bus. We went to New York, to Pennsylvania, and back to AC, and from AC we went back here, and honestly, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
Until you want to get out of it, you get out of it. Until you don't, you stay stuck in your shit.
Taylor, get rid of the boyfriend. Get out of Kensington.
Right.
If you got any type of support system, family members, anything.
I don't. That's the thing. That's why
you
I
need some resources.
Right.
ATM Bree and ATM Fox got you. But get out of here,
right.
Taylor, before it's too late.
Right.
You just came home.
Right.
Taylor, I'm telling you.
I gotta turn myself in more than anything if I'm gonna make my life better. I can't live with two
You have to, Taylor. You got 3 kids
That's
too?
Some bullshit. Yeah.
You got 3 kids, Taylor. Get out of here, man. This ain't the place to be.
Honestly, I
You
would
don't
have
belong
gotten
here.
clean if I didn't. If probation would have worked with me. To be honest, I would have never relapsed.
Yeah. Taylor, I'm not gonna hold you up. I hope I don't see you out here again.
Right. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you.
Anything you want to tell the people before we wrap it up? Any words?
Yeah. I really hope that you guys listened and heard what I said. I mean, there's so many of us out here that want to have a louder voice, but we don't have the outlet to do it. And I'm so grateful for you to come here and ask me if I could speak. Like, of course I could speak. I'm speaking for the thousands of people who are speechless or don't get to do this ever. So that's what I got to say. Stay clean, motherfuckers.
Join All Time Media's Patreon for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes content and face-to-face live video chat. Thank you, guys. The link is in the description below.